So today we're going to be making a platform mirror centerpiece for wedding centerpieces, and a lot of brides have commented that they like the mirror centerpieces, but they want them to be mounted. They don't like them sitting flat on the table. So we're going to show you how to do that today, and this is great little DIY. Now first you're going to need, as you can see, the styrofoam piece, and you can see that it is thick right here so that it mounts up off the table. And this piece I simply found at a craft store. This was in the floral department, and I was not able to find like a square piece that was big enough for the diameter of the mirror. So I ended up having to get this circular piece, which is fine because when we put the mirror up to it, you'll see that the diameter is wide enough for the mirror. It doesn't have to be, the foam doesn't have to be in the middle. That's fine as long as it's pretty much on the outskirts. So you need a foam piece like this. And then you're going to need the mirror centerpiece, which is what we have here. And this centerpiece mirror is 14 inches in diameter. So as you can see, when you place it on top of here, top of the foam piece, it does allow for you to have cover the whole piece. Okay. Then you'll also need these straight pins, and these are little straight pins that I purchased from the craft store as well in the sewing department. So you're going to need those, and I'll just do a little close-up of the straight pins. And then you'll also need the ribbon, and this ribbon, it needs to be wide enough to cover the width of the foam piece. And we'll be pinning those in, and I'll show you how to do that. It doesn't have to necessarily be perfect, but you just want to cover the styrofoam piece, and you can coordinate this with any color in your wedding. This is for a customer of mine, and her theme is a lot of purples, the lavenders, etc. Okay? So in order to get started, what you're going to need to do is put the glass centerpiece on the foam, and you want to kind of center it as much as you can, because you know you have that middle piece and you'll see the middle piece up underneath, so that's good. So you want to kind of center it, and then you're going to take a pencil, and with the pencil you can go ahead and trace around the edge. So this is where you'll be cutting, so you're going to trace around this edge part like this. Very easy. It's just like in the 3rd grade when you're tracing around, and it's very easy. Okay, so that's all traced around, and then you want to take a knife. You can do a knife or a straight blade. You don't want it to be you want it to be straight, okay, because you want to just get a nice clean cut in here. So what I like to do is take it off to the edge of the table, which is great, and then I can keep my mirror on, it's okay. And then you want to just cut down into the styrofoam as such. You can use your mirror as a guide. It's good to do it off the edge of the table because everything just falls down and it's no big deal. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this. I'll probably fast forward while I'm doing this so you can see us making these cuts. But I'll do it around here, not so much, but you can kind of see that I'm just going right along the edge of the mirror. So I'm going to do that, and we'll come back when it's all done. Okay, so we have, as you see, we have completed all the way around. We've cut all the way around the mirror, and you can see on the underside. So now we'll take the mirror off, and I'll just place it right here. And now you can see we have this part here. As you can see, I did break this, and that's common because you have the, you know, it's a circle, and that's why I try to do it against the table and then cut it. But that's okay, you know, because there's some little tricks that we'll show you with that. So that's okay. So now we're going to put the ribbon behind, around it. And so we have the ribbon here, And this is what you'll need your straight pins for, because the straight pins are going to go make the ribbon go into the styrofoam to cover the edges and make it look very nice and very pretty. So you have your straight pins here, and here we go. Now you need to make sure too that the straight pins are not going to be longer, which they are. So what we're going to have to do is cut these, and you can do that with any jewelry making tool. Also, the video that we had pinning ribbon onto candles, we showed you how to cut the pins as well, because these are a little long. So you'll need to cut those. I'm not going to show you how to do it. Definitely go on to the how to tie ribbons to candles video, and you'll see how to be able to cut them. So I'm just going to start by cutting my ribbon just a little bit, and then let's start working on the side that I didn't really mess up. And we'll start from this side here. So as you can see, you're just going to be taking the ribbon along the edge up here, and you can start to pin it. You can start the first initial pin just to get it secure. Okay, and again, these don't have to be perfect. Okay, this is primarily for just to cover the edges. So we're just going to go around like this. Okay, and let's turn this ribbon around a little bit so it'll go down smoothly. And I'm just primarily putting this along the whole edge of the foam piece, and then when I get to here, which is the end, I'm going to pull it a little, tight, and overlap. You can see where it started here. I'm going to overlap here, and I'm just going to pin it right now just to get it secure. Okay. And then you can go ahead and just cut it. Now this is just a marker for you, okay? This is just a marker, and it could be a rough cut, and that's okay. As you can see here, I overlapped it somewhat from the first pin, because to make this look neat, even though you're cutting it, by the time we get around to this part, we're going to fold the ribbon over very nicely to make a nice crease. So you primarily want some overlapping on the top, which you can see it's overlaps on the top edges, and you're just going to go around very nicely and start pinning it down this way. So you're going to just pin the ribbon down, and you just keep on around. I like to pin maybe every inch. Okay, so as you can see, this is about an inch in between the little pins. I'll just put it closer so you can see how the pins are just going in very nicely. Okay, it's okay if you get this little flip right here. It doesn't have to be perfect. If you want it to absolutely be perfect, do the pins at every half an inch. So I'm just going to go around, and we'll do the pins at every inch. And I'll fast forward this so you can see me doing it. So let's do this one right over here. Okay. All right. So this is primarily what you're going to have, what it's going to look like. This, you may want to add a ribbon all the way, a pin all the way at the bottom of where we actually overlapped it, just to make it lay nicely. And again, you may want to do a decorative pin throughout the edge. On this edge right here that you can see, you may want to do some decorative pins and just, get it together a little bit more nicely. All right, but this is the basic premise. So now you have it sitting at the table like this, and then what you are going to do is just take your mirror and simply put it right over the edge. And what you have then is the mounted foam piece with your mirror on top. And it's as simple as that. I'll bring it closer so you can see, and you see the mirror, and it's wonderfully mounted. And I will put some candles on top so you can see the whole effect. Thank you.